Hello, this is Pat Cahill from Pat Cahill Metalworks, and today I thought we'd make a pair of earrings. These are your classic, they're going to be classic sort of bar earrings, and I'm going to add a little diamond to each one of them. So I'm starting off with square stock. That is, if I got it right, 0 it. It's about 2.5 millimeters on each side, and I'm going to mark it off for 2 inches. So these are going to be kind of dramatic, they're longer. So I just do a little scribe mark at 2, and I'll cut that off with my miter jig. And I do this a little bit differently than a lot of people do. I make it so that the ends are at an angle, so you can see they're at 45-degree angle at the ends. It just gives them a little bit of a unique look that I like. You can cut them off flat though. You can do anything you want. Tricky thing with this is you got to get it so that it's so just nice and flush with the indexing tab here at the end. You want to make sure that that is right up there, butted up. Perfect. Okay. And I see that my scribe mark is right there, so I'll tighten this down a little bit more. Make sure it doesn't move. And I guess you could use a pair of, why not? You can either saw it, or you can just use a pair of flush cutters. Flush cutters is a little bit easier, but it's also a little messier, but it doesn't matter that much because we're going to be cleaning that up right now. Okay, I've cut that off with the flush cutters, as I said, and now I'm just going to file it down. And then sand it. And we'll do this again for the other earring. Okay, so we have 2 now, both exactly the same dimensions. And our next step is I'm going to drill a hole for the ear wires. I'm going to drill that right into this top part here. And so just to make it a little bit easier to hold, I'm going to put it into my miter jig, slide it up. I don't want it very close to the surface because I don't want to drill into the surface of my miter jig. What it would do is probably nothing to the miter jig. It would just break the drill bit off. But we don't want that. So I set it up like that, bring it over here, and let me get that set up and I'll bring it right back to show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have that set up in my miter jig, and I've tried to find the exact center and use a sharp scribe to make a little indentation right there. I don't use my center hole punch for this because it's just can't get it as exacting right in the center as if you use one of these little scribes and you take your time. So drill a hole. Take your time with that. You want to go straight down with your drill. guess this drill bit's getting a little bit dull. Okay, so that's that. And we'll do that to the other side. And then we'll be off to start to flush set the diamonds. Okay, so now that we have the 2 holes for the ear wires done, we can start to work on the setting of the flush set diamonds. So I want them towards the end. I want them 1/4 inch, just a little bit above a 1/4 inch. And this is the tough part. I want to make sure I make a mark right in the middle. It's amazing how tough it is actually to do sometimes. And let me check. I think that's it. So with my scribe, make a little divot there, and then I'm actually over at my wife's bench to use her. Well, it's not a flex shaft. It's a nice drilling tool, and it doesn't, unlike flex shafts, actually rattle around, and it's hard to get things going straight down. So I'm going to use this, and also we have a lot better light, I think, over here. So I'll move over here to my bench. You can see, and this is a very, very small round bit, and okay, there we go. Just want to get a little bit started there. Oops. Let me get some lube. Typically, I use just the solid lube. Here, let me show you. Just Burr Life, and this is perfect for saws. For drill bits, it's actually better to use a liquid lube. So I'm going to change to a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger ball burr. And this is nice also too, it has a quick release. You don't have to use your key each time. So, and again, just go in there a little bit. Okay, that looks good. So then, and I'm not sure this part is really necessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to drill a little bit down. I'm not going to go all the way through this time. Typically I would go all the way through, but I just want to leave it nice on the back. And this real small hole, it wouldn't bring light to the diamond anyway from the back, so it wouldn't really serve any function. Actually, it would serve a function. And the function is to poke the diamond out if you didn't set it right. But I'm going to hope I'm going to set it right. I want to go straight up and down. That's good. Okay. So the next drill bit I'm going to use is a setting burr. I'm going to use a 1.2 millimeter setting burr, which is a little bit smaller, 0.1 millimeters smaller than our diamond, because I'm going to go and finish it with a 1.3 setting burr. So, and the reason I do this is like I'll do most of the work with this setting burr. In the end, I'll just basically polish off the ends so that the diamond will sit in there nicely. So again, the most important thing here to do is make sure you're vertical. As vertical as you can be. Okay. I don't know if my big head's in the way. Probably is, it always is. And let's see how deep that is. We can go a little bit more. The depth is another tricky thing. I guess you only really learn the proper depth just through practice. So that looks good. And I'm going to finish our hole for the diamond with the proper size setting burr. So it's 1.3 millimeters. And this is not really, you don't really need to do much. You're not even really putting pressure on it. So that looks good. So I'll have to do that to the next one. And all the steps again. One actually probably should do each step on each piece at the same time, so you don't have to keep swapping in and out your bits. But for this case, I did it this way so that you can follow through all the way with me. And so I'm going to do all the same things on this piece. Then I'm going to put them in the sonicator because I want to make sure I get out that there's any pieces of silver from the drilling in these holes. Make sure they're nice and clean. And when that is done, I'll meet you back here. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so the holes have been drilled, ready to set the diamond, and they've also been cleaned out in the sonicator, and they're ready to go. So the tools I'm going to use for this is a sharp scribe, and I call this a burnishing tool or burnishing point. And you'll see where each one of these comes in, and of course you need the diamonds. Here's a few in this little cup I keep. Actually, when I'm putting in stones, I put them in this cup. So grab one with your tool, scribe tool, and this can be a little finicky. You don't want to drop these silly diamonds because they're a devil to find. You just got to get that guy in there. Alright, in an hour and a half I'll have this done. Okay, so that's in there. Now you might want to just give it a little push down with the end of something soft like the wooden end of your scribe, and you're ready to start to set that. So let me move over here. Give me a second. Let me get the things I need, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have the diamond in there, it's just sitting right at this perfect level. We want to go around with our sharp scribe and make a little trough just on the edge of where the diamond sits. Go real easy at first. You're just sort of scribing it. And then as you progress, you can start to push a little harder on it. What we're making is a trough. I showed a diagram of this in the first section, but I'll try to explain what I'm doing in just a second here. You want to be careful when you go around. You don't want to go off. It's very hard to clean it up if you do go off. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm making a trough like this with this scribe going around. And what I'm going to do is say the diamond is on, well, say it's on this side. As I push down on it with the fatter, this is going to pull over. I don't want to bend my finger over, but it's going to pull over and hold the diamond in place. So now that we have that initial trough, we're going to in with the and again softly at first, and then you can start to apply more pressure. Now, you'll probably want to go around quite a few more times than this, but that's essentially flush setting a diamond. My wife taught me how to do this, and she said that you should go around 50 times in one direction, clockwise, and then 50 times counterclockwise. So I'm going to finish this up and move back to my own bench, and we're put in the ear wires, and we'll pretty much be done. I'll see you there. Okay, one step I forgot is I want to give it a matte finish, so I have this red wheel. It's a very fine red wheel, and we'll give it a little bit of glow on all four sides. Okay, the only thing left to do is to attach the ear wires. I mean, I have bags of these things. I think I showed how to make ear wires in a previous episode. And we can go back and do that again if you'd like. Or we're going to make different ones, of course. I'm not going to make the same one. So just put it through. And the only thing I need to tell you here is that when you're opening up, I'll show you in just a second. When you're opening up the ear wire to put it through, this is where it's going to hold on to. You do not want to try to pull it out. You just want to twist it to a side, just like you would do with a jump ring. If you pull it out the other and not twist it, you'll never get it back. Well, you might get lucky, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to come out not nice and round. That's not the way it started out. So there we have it. Earrings. Let's see, do I have... Or just use a piece of wood here. And there they are for you. So they're classic bar earrings with diamonds on the end. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again sometime. Thank you.